There's a lot of cautious optimism, I would say, out there. The Prime Minister has said that they are going to be a government of action and that they are going to build projects in the national interest. The challenge with that, and our Premier has been very clear, is we still then need, even if we are building pipelines, we still need the leave it in the ground approach to policy to be removed.
Syd Fizzard for Rebel News. It's day one here at the Global Energy Show in downtown Calgary. This is an event that attracts thousands of attendees from around the world. Keynote speakers like the Secretary General of OPEC, Premier Danielle Smith, will be in attendance. But today, for this report, we interviewed Alberta's Minister of Environment and Protected Areas, Rebecca Schulz, to get the latest on the fair or unfair treatment that Alberta's been getting from the federal government, up and to including Prime Minister Mark Carney.
To the people that I'm elected to represent, it matters to them that they have safe, affordable, reliable energy, that our country has a strong economy, that we are able to expand our trade partnerships, and that we're not overly reliant on one jurisdiction. And certainly that our own country, just nationally speaking, is putting in policies that get in the way of us being that energy superpower and trading partner of choice. Our key message, of course, is that Alberta has what it takes to make Canada a global energy superpower, and that we need common sense policies to make that happen. We are leaders in oil and gas. We know the world is looking for the energy that we produce, and we're very proud of our environmental record as well as the technology and innovation that comes out of our energy industry every single day.
Well, and just hearing you on the stage, it seems like you're not only advocating for Alberta's energy, but as well Canada's energy. And my question there is, where's the federal government? I don't see them at the GES.
You know, a strong Alberta energy industry is unequivocally great for Canada, for our economy, for jobs across the country, and for energy security, as you heard in the conversation today. Albertans feel very strongly about our track record when it comes to energy and the environment. And certainly I know Canadians really focused on the topic of energy security, affordability, and reliability throughout the last election. And now there's high expectations for the federal government to step up and allow us to be the leader that we know we can be and that the rest of the world is looking for us to be.
And on that note, are we still waiting for Prime Minister Mark Carney to make physical moves for Alberta's resource economy?
We are. There's a lot of cautious optimism, I would say, out there. The Prime Minister has said that they are going to be a government of action and that they are going to build projects in the national interest. The challenge with that, and our Premier has been very clear, is we still then need, even if we are building pipelines, we still need the leave it in the ground approach to policy to be removed. And that would be getting rid of Bill C-69, Bill C-48, an oil and gas production cap, a net zero electricity regulation that doesn't work, not just for Alberta, but for other provinces in Canada. And so that top-down approach to trying to shut in and shut down production is counter to building these major projects in the national interest. And so we hope to see action on that side as well.
And how do you balance environment and protected areas with resource development? Is there not a natural conflict there?
You know, I would say our approach is to work with industry to make sure that we, of course, are stepping up to develop the safe, affordable, reliable energy that Alberta, Canada, and the rest of the world is looking for right now, but making sure that we are taking care of our environment and working to reduce emissions. Our industry has been working at this long before government started putting these types of policy in place. Our leadership on the emissions side is one that we're quite proud of when it comes to overall emissions intensity in the oil sands is going down. We've seen reductions again while energy production continues to rise. Methane emissions are down over 50%, electricity emissions down 53%. So we are leading in both on the environmental side and showing that you can do both. The other aspect I would say that we are a leader in is technology and innovation. When it comes to CCS, we've got over 14 million tons of CO2 already stored forward. We've got geothermal, we've got hydrogen, we've got lithium and other critical minerals. We've got lots of excitement around potential small modular reactors here in Alberta. And so for us, it's not an either or conversation. It's about making sure that we're able to power Alberta and the rest of the world and taking a common sense approach to managing both.
We know that there are initiatives for carbon capture projects to be advanced here in Alberta. My question for you is, how much carbon is already captured by Alberta naturally?
Yeah, that's something else that we're working to quantify. I mean, we've had a lot of folks reach out to us and talk about natural sequestration. And, as much as we have been blessed with energy resources, we are also blessed with forests and grasslands, and there is a way to quantify that natural sequestration as well. And we're doing some more work with a number of partners across the province on that.
And where would you say the energy transition momentum is right now, globally speaking? Obviously, in the last few years, it's had quite a lot of momentum behind it. Is that momentum still there?
I think there's definitely been a shift as just regular, everyday people, of course, here in Alberta, across Canada, but I would also say around the world, as people look to the need for safe, affordable, reliable energy, that conversation has shifted around economics and energy security, and not just environment and emissions above all else. I think there's also been a shift in looking at the global picture. I think previously this federal Liberal government that we saw under Prime Minister Trudeau was taking a leave it in the ground approach, right? Shutting in and shutting down fossil fuels. All that happens in that scenario is other producers who are less environmentally responsible will increase their production to meet that global demand. And we don't think that that's the right approach. So, I think we've seen a positive shift in that discussion over the last number of years.
And how do you discern between climate change versus natural environmental events?
That is an interesting conversation. I think ultimately we work with industry. We want to do our part. We want to make sure that we are responsibly stewarding and conserving our environment. We know that the climate has been shifting over time. We also want to make sure that we are doing the best to make sure that this resource is able to develop for generations to come.
And my last main question for you there is, what kind of involvement or messaging should we expect from the government of Alberta during the G7?
I think our premier has been very clear that we have what the world is looking for right now. And we also have an environmental record and leadership in innovation and technology that the world is looking for. And so I think it's a great time for both the energy show, the global energy show that we're at today, to be here in Calgary in the heart of our energy industry, but also, of course, for the G7 to be held in Alberta right now. So I think it's a great opportunity. I'm certainly glad that our premier is leading the way on these discussions.
And last word to you.
I just want to thank everybody who's come out here today. Our support for our energy industry is strong, and we certainly as a government are grateful for the work that hardworking men and women across Alberta do every single day in our energy industry to ensure that Albertans and Canadians have safe, affordable, reliable energy, and that we're able to invest in the public services that people rely on thanks to a strong economy. So just a big shout out to all of our energy workers.
For Rebel News, I'm Syd Fizzard.
Western Canada is under siege, but we are done getting screwed. From crushing federal regulations to the war on our energy industry, from speech policing to the slow death of provincial autonomy, the Liberals in Ottawa aren't listening, and they haven't listened in a very long time. But on Saturday, June 14th, Rebel News is taking the fight to Red Deer. Join Ezra Levant, me, Sheila Gunn-Reid, trucker lawyer Keith Wilson, activist David Parker, Counter Signals Cian Bexty, independent conservative MLA from BC Dallas Brody, and the Western Standard's Derek Fildebrandt, and many more for a full day of hard-hitting panels, keynote speeches, and no-holds-barred debates on the future of the West. Whether you care about property rights, taxation, free speech, or Western independence, this is where the real solutions will be forged and grassroots movements will be built. Tickets include breakfast, lunch, and access to every session. VIPs get front row seats and an exclusive dinner with your favorite Rebel News insiders, including me. It's at the Red Deer Curling Center, June 14th. Doors open at 8 a.m. Don't miss your chance to meet the people who are done waiting for change and who are ready for something different, whatever that might look like. Get your tickets now at donegetingscrewed.com before they sell out. The West has had enough, and it's time to stand up and be heard. Again, that's donegetingscrewed.com.